right. Yeah, I was expecting to do this earlier. However, didn't quite happen as early as I thought it would. Yeah, late nights at work. Yeah, gotta represent. Gotta represent for myself. So, is anybody out there? Anybody in the world? Coda, come. Come here, buddy. Come on. You want to say hi? Come on. Come on up. Gotta come up. Come on, you can do it. There you go. There you go. Say hi to the world. What? Oh, that's it? No, you're not much of a microphone chatter. That's alright, buddy. You can still be famous. You can be super, super famous. No, don't touch the keyboard, bud. No keyboard. No keyboard. So it seems that nobody is out there. Too early? Yeah, maybe it's too early. I should have actually done a fair warning thing of an exact time that I was going to do this. That was my bad. That was my bad. Entirely. Entirely my bad. Well, while I'm waiting for people to show, I think I'm going to go through some images. Oh, you want to get down? All right, bye. Ah, dog. Something else. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, that was the very first shots I ever took on the K3 Mark III. And of course there's a software update. There's always a software update. Every time I open something. Always a new software update. Alright. So I've got the K3 Mark I, K3 Mark III here. I think with one of the videos that I'm going to actually do is looking at the actual external design of differences between the two cameras, because there is a fair amount that is different. Some people prefer the old, well, some of the old setup. I've actually come to terms with the new setup, and I actually do like it more, especially when you're trying to change autofocus. The autofocus points, if you're using multiple points. When you're trying to change it on the old one, yeah, it is fairly cumbersome, just in regards to having to press and hold the button, get into that mode, and then change the autofocus position, and then press and hold the button again in order to go back. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Sorry, one sec here. I'm just doing a software update. So what? Create cool design. Oh, okay, it's just explaining what the different things are. Cool. Cool. Alright, anyway, enough of that. Yeah, so I apologize I haven't had time to do an actual video. Hey, Anyano. How's it going in Belgium? Yeah, so like I was saying, I apologize I haven't had a chance. I haven't had any time to do a video. We've had a lot of renovations done lately. My full-time IT job, I work evenings, so, I mean, the renovations were starting at 8:30 in the morning. I don't get home till 12:30 in the morning. So by the time I actually have my dinner and go to sleep, it's around 3, 4 in the morning. And then, the banging and hammering at 8:30 in the morning. I needed the sleep. So finally, the renovations for the most part are now finally finished. So I'll actually have time to put some stuff together. And plus, I work in the automotive industry. So with that being said, it's completely up and down, with the chip shortage and all that stuff. Yes, it actually is a thing, and it is affecting a whole lot of different industries. So, sometimes it's slow. but because I do IT support, I have to be there no matter how slow it is. Hey, Joe Optics. What's up? Humans in Pentax. What's up, Noel? Yeah, so, I've had to work evenings and then flip my hours the next day to working mornings and then back to afternoons, and just I was completely and utterly drained. I had no energy left. I couldn't even think. So I really needed these renovations and everything to finally get finished so I can actually get back on track. So, I do apologize about skipping a video this time. I did try. I just really could not fit the time in. And, with my family, seeing as I do work evenings, the only time I can actually see my family, even though we all live in the same house and spend time with them, is actually on weekends. And to give you an example, I work Monday to Friday, but then I had to go in again last night. So this is my one-day weekend because I'm back to work again tomorrow. Anyway, yes, it is real time, Joe. Real time. Yeah, so like I was saying previously, I actually am looking at doing a video in regards to the external design choices and differences between the original K3 and the K3 Mark III. Because I've noticed there are a lot of people that are on the fence who have the original K3 or the Pentax K3 Mark II, and they're not sure about moving up to the K3 Mark III. And as you guys know, I've done a fair amount of in-depth videos in regards to the capabilities of the K3 Mark III, but I haven't seen anyone actually looking at the design differences between the two cameras, right? So, yeah, I think it would be something a little interesting. Lexington. Nice. I'm in Ontario, Canada. In my basement, which is a lot warmer than it is outside right now. Yeah. I gotta have, as I call it, my wake up juice, which is coffee. Coffee. Let's see here. Are these from the K3 Mark? Yeah, I think some of these are from the K3 Mark III. No, they're not. No, they are not. Here they are. Let's see if I can find the very first shots that I took with this. What is that, October? I don't think these are all. Let's do a quick search and then I'll bring it over. Okay, yeah, I remember these. Yeah, I remember doing these shots. This is with the K3 Mark III. I don't remember what lens I was using though. Ah, yes, I did see that, Joe. I saw the comment thanking me for older video. I don't remove any of my videos. Even from my absolute first monstrously terrible video, that's still on there too. I'm a firm believer that you should hold on to the old stuff and not compare yourself to others. It's about your own journey. So me being able to reflect on old photos and see how far I've come over the years, as well as when I started doing videos and look at how far I've come from, my initial attempts at doing YouTube. It's something, if you can't laugh at yourself, then really, I don't know, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, no, the TT350 I like it. It's a small, compact, portable flash you can literally take with you everywhere you go. You'll always have it with you. It's not the most powerful, but it's powerful enough to actually be of use in a multitude of situations. So yeah, and the price is right. The price is right. And it's fully compatible. I haven't had any issues with it. It's been a great flash. You know, I should actually do one of these things where I set this up as a slideshow. Yeah, I should do that. Oh, I think this was this my video on composition? I think it was. Oh, whoops, that's a movie. Haha. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Anyway. Yeah, so just to give you a quick example here, let me grab both the K3 and K3 Mark III. So here's the K3 Mark I, and here's the K3 Mark III. And I'm starting to lose the video, or the chat window. That's not cool. Okay, so David Lee. Okay, cool. Oh man, yeah. If Noel, if you guys are gonna be getting the cold air, yeah, it is really really cold, like super cold. It's really really cold. Just be warned. So yeah. Oh, actually, I guess I was using this for video, and I never put the thing back on. So a lot of people have complained that the K3 Mark I doesn't have, where is it here? So you've got the play button on this side, and then you've got the delete button on, like, right beside it. So a lot of people prefer this setup compared to the K3 Mark III, which has the play button over here, and then the delete button in the usual place. But then over here is the lock button. Now, you can actually set the lock button up to be the play button, right? You can actually assign that function. You know, after using it, I don't find it that bad to have them separated, just in case you accidentally hit the wrong button. You know, that's just, especially if you're wearing gloves. You know, and at the same time, are they both, yeah, they're both dual. Okay, they're both dual purpose. They're also for the exposure metering. Yeah, but I mean, overall, and I mean, obviously, this only has, you know, just the one main dial, right? And then you've got your live view video button here, which people have assigned to whichever button they want. I mean, some people have used the play button here. Once they've assigned this one to this side, they've assigned this to be the live view button or whatnot. I don't mind having the dial up here for live view, just so you know that you're in that dedicated mode no matter what you're doing. But yeah, I am going to be doing a video in regards to all the different design differences and all that fun stuff, and how the menus have changed over the years. Still a little on the fence in regards to the new menu, only because, oh no, just open discussion, man. Open discussion, not a planned presentation or anything. But, you know, you just gotta kind of keep it moving, because it would be a pretty boring live if I just sat here. Right? So I'm just rambling on about stuff. You know, whatever questions you guys have, throw it at me. Let me know. I'm just not sure how many of these I can actually keep on screen at once. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. Can I remove this, actually? I wonder if I can actually separate this. I'm nervous about doing that, but... Okay, is it locked now? Ah, there we go. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. Can I move this out of the way? That's even better. There we go. Okay. All right. You're looking at Astro. Lens would be suitable for Astro landscapes. Fast, wide, 18-135. Honestly, I think the one lens that they have done for Astro is the 11-18. You know, I mean, it's even designed to have a heater around the actual lens element to get rid of any condensation or anything due to the you know, temperature changes and differences and stuff. That would be a good Astro lens, as well as any of the manual focus, Venus Optics, Samyang, Rokinon. You know, every single one of those are really, really good, extremely sharp, fast lenses. You know, and a lot of people love them for Astro, especially for the wider end. Actually, let me see if I can quickly bring this up here. Quickly bring this up and see if 11-18. See if I can find something that shows that heating element thing here. 11-18. There we go. Mind you, the 11-18 is not a cheap lens. That's the only other thing. Okay, so here's the 11-18. Okay, let me see if I can get this back in here. There we go. So the 11-18, where was it? I know it's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. There we are. So there's a little ridge here, and in this ridge is where you can have the heating element wrapped around the lens so that there is no condensation or anything like that. Oh, no problem. Is that Loco? You're loco, bro. Yeah, no problem, Alistair. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, you know, the DA Star 11-18 is apparently an extremely amazing lens. Distortion wise, for such a wide angle lens, distortion's extremely well controlled. You know, they have thought about it as an outdoor lens, as I said, you know, with the whole heater thing. It's got a focus clamp on it. You know, it's a very well constructed lens. However, if you want to save some money, what you can actually do is, like I said, you know, look at the Rokinon lenses, Samyang, any of the Laowa, you know, from Venus Optics. You know, a lot of people use those for Astro, and they all say that they're stellar lenses too. The only difference is this is autofocus. All the other third-party lenses are manual focus. So, you know, again, it's really up to specifics in regards to what you need out of the lens you're looking for, right? So, for me, I would probably grab this. I mean, probably because I'm a little jaded now. Like, it is a DA Star lens, and since I've got the 1650 DA Star PLM, yeah, it's almost like an addiction. Now I want more Star lenses. I just want more Star lenses. Oh, and, you know, I also have the FA Star 600 f4, which I use to work out. I use it, you know, every other day to work out with. It's fantastic for that. You know, this thing, oh, yeah, it is not a light lens, but it seriously makes a presence when you're out there in the field. Everybody notices you. Everybody. Actually, it's a little nervous. You did something on using flash with the K3 recently. Any other info? The only advice that I can give in regards to that is basically just you need to keep in mind that the controls for the flash are actually, or the way to control the flash on the Pentax cameras, it has to be done from the flash directly. You're not going to get any options. It's not like you know how Nikon has all the controls built into the camera, or Canon, I believe Sony as well. You know, this is all done strictly from the flash itself, and the flash dictates to the camera what the camera can and cannot do in regards to high-speed sync flash, you know, contrast control flash. I think the only options that you have, let me just grab this here. The only options you have really for flash on the K3 is basically, I think, red eye reduction and yeah. Yeah, I think it's just red eye reduction and I believe manual power control. That's pretty much all there really is. I mean, there's really nothing else that you can change. Now I'm trying to find the flash options here. And of course I can't when I need to. Flash mode, there we are. Yeah, so all you basically have is flash on, flash off. Well, flash on. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. But yeah, so like flash on. And then if you look at the bottom, just the power level changes. And then the next one is red eye reduction. Yep, it's just red eye reduction. And those are the only options that you get on the camera itself. Everything else is done strictly on the flash directly. So there are no options here for high-speed sync or anything like that. Now, it's different if you're using a Pentax camera that has a built-in flash. All right. If your Pentax camera has a built-in flash, then you actually do get a number of flash options. Let's just quickly bust out the K3 Mark I and see if I can find the flash stuff here somewhere. Oh man, the menus are so different. So different. Battery eval, digital, where are we? I know it's in here. I know it's in here. Oh, there we are. Right. Okay, so you get a lot more options, only because it does have a built-in flash. So when you have the built-in flash, you can set this as a master or controller. You know, and Pentax uses multiple flashes before the picture is taken. In order to tell the other flashes on the same Pentax protocol how to behave in regards to high-speed sync or contrast control, all that other stuff. So it's just cameras that do not have a built-in flash, everything has to be controlled from the flash. That's pretty much the rule of thumb if you want to just kind of keep it simple and basic. No, I don't have a screen protector for the K3 Mark III, but I do have a crazy warranty with it. So, you know, I've had it for about a year now. So in a couple years, if I'm like, oh, you know what, the finish is wearing off a bit, I want a new one, I can just return it and get a brand new one at that point. So I'm not really that worried about it. You know, if there's any scratches or even if I accidentally drop it, all that stuff, I'm covered. So no screen protector. Haven't noticed the larger viewfinder to be any help in very... Yes, it is much brighter, and yes, it does help. Actually, okay, you know what? I'm not going to try to be careful with this one. It's just the way it is. Okay. I found it to be helpful seeing things in low light, because the viewfinder is a lot larger. It is brighter. It's more magnified. The only thing is, the autofocus points in the viewfinder, because they're LCD, they do not light up. And I know there's videos out there where people, oh yeah, well, what do you mean they don't light up? You can just make the light up. Well, yes and no. I mean, it lights up the entire viewfinder, right? So if you're shooting in low light, that doesn't, to me, that's not technically a workaround. The basics of the whole thing is that the autofocus points in the viewfinder do not actually light up in regards to how the older generation of Pentax cameras did. It's just totally different technologies. I get why they went this way, because the viewfinder is a lot brighter. But the, so yes, you can see better, but you can't really see the autofocus points when it's dark. That's just the way it is. Flash away, kept the K70 and K1 and K3. Yeah, well, I'm also going to be trying something different there, Alstair. It's going to take some time for me to actually figure out how I'm going to go about doing it, and then doing the recording and all that stuff. But yeah, shooting in low light with the K3 Mark I versus shooting low light with the K3 Mark III. So most likely flash with the K3 Mark I versus no flash and high ISO with the K3 Mark III. That's going to be a challenge, because I want to try to keep the images similar in regards to exposure, which is going to be very, very difficult. Probably is not going to work out the way that I'm thinking it will. But I think that, just as a comparison, I think it'll be very interesting. Because the K3 Mark III does have really, really amazing high ISO capability, for low light shooting. But it's still, cameras record light. So on an older generation camera with a flash, I think it's still going to be a lot better than the K3 Mark III with all its, crazy AI bell whistle, whatever stuff, in the processing and all that. So, but I just think it'll be an interesting video to actually do. So it is something that I do have planned sometime for the future. You got a protector. So Loco, does so the protector you got is for the K3 Mark III? Is that correct? Okay. Yeah, Joe. It's funny because, yeah, you can hear the autofocus beep in low light. I'm gonna get back to what I was saying before in a sec there, Joe. And the other thing too is, back in film photography, with the film cameras, they didn't have autofocus points like in the viewfinder. You know what I mean? So your autofocus confirmation was the hexagon along the display at the bottom of the viewfinder, right? So this is just basically, you got to untrain yourself and go back to how it was for the longest time. It still works perfectly, but the actual autofocus confirmation of when it's locked is that green hexagon, and that's always been there for Pentax, but just as time goes on, with the advent of new technology, a lot of people rely more on just exactly what they see in the viewfinder, right? So, but Joe, so yeah, the K33 is your first camera without a built-in flash. Yeah, same here. I could have gotten a K3 Mark II, but I didn't really care for the GPS and Astro tracer and all that stuff. I wanted the built-in flash. But over the years, I realized why. To be honest, to completely honest, I never really used it. Like, I think I used it maybe 3 or 4 times. I don't know, maybe 6 times in the entire time that I've actually owned the K3 Mark I. And it was only to trigger another flash off camera optically, right? I never once have actually used the built-in flash as the main light for any photo that I've ever taken, which, actually thinking about it, I was like, well, you know what? Like, I'm going to grab the K3 Mark III anyway, and I already have a flash, and I know I don't really use the onboard flash at all. So No, it was really a no-brainer. And any other high-end camera, they don't have a built-in flash either. So, all right, cool. So you're looking forward to that, yeah? All right. Yeah, you can hear the autofocus beep in low light. That is true. And see IPG for Pentax K3 Mark 19. It's one back. Okay. Cool. There's no lit up autofocus assist when you half press. Okay. All right, you know what? Hold on. Let's see. Let me grab this here. I don't generally use AFS very often because I'm usually doing a lot of birds in flight stuff. So, okay, let's see here. Oh, is this some? Oh, it's in manual focus. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, where were we here? There's no lit up autofocus assist. There is, but okay. Let's see if I can explain this correctly. Okay, there is an autofocus assist light when you have press, but the thing is, you've got. You know what? Let me see if I can actually. I'm going to do the same thing I did on Pentax forums. Give me one sec here. All right. LED alarm clock. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to try to explain this. Okay. So I'll just go on whatever site this is. Okay. So here we go. So here's an LED alarm clock, right? And you'll see here the numbers themselves are lit up, right? So this is the way the old Pentax cameras were. They have a little LED panel inside the actual viewfinder, and those are all the little tiny dots that you see that light up inside the viewfinder. They self-illuminate. Now, the thing is, that is not the way the K3 Mark III is. In order to get a brighter viewfinder, they couldn't put that extra panel inside with the electronic circuitry, because it's literally another display that would be taking away from the brightness of the viewfinder. So what they did is LCD alarm clock. Let's see what that comes up with. Okay, so what they did is basically this. Oh, whatever. LCDs do not light up. It's just like a watch. Any watch that is running on an LCD, this entire area needs to light up. The actual displayed parameters, or, you know, for our discussion, the autofocus points, they will not light up at all. So the whole viewfinder is actually what's lighting up. And what you're seeing is a reflection of the outlines of the LCDs inside. So basically, even with the focus grids and everything inside the viewfinder, you've got the whole focus grid, you've got your X's and whatever, and a little circle in the center. That whole thing lights up. Right? So it's not the focus points themselves, it's the entire viewfinder. Which is why I said in low light, yeah, you'll get a little quick burst of, you know, the whole viewfinder lighting up, but because it's low light and now you're adding light through the viewfinder, it's a bit mixed. You know, but I mean that's just the way the technology is. There's nothing we can do about that. Okay, let's see. What else did I miss? Autofocus tips. Back button. Focus continue. Went out yesterday. Taking improvement. Awesome. Glad to hear it, Don. Tom Danshin. I was reading Danshin while I was going to say Tom, so it came out as Don. Yeah, anyway. All right, no, that's cool, Tom. I'm glad I was able to help you with that. Yeah, I've used the TT350 off camera. I've also, well, I mean, I have a Godox trigger. I have two of them. I have both the X2T and the X Pro. And I also have Godox V1 P as well. Looks like it has the option with the little stand. Well, the Godox flashes come with their own stand, both of them. Both the V1 came with a stand, as well as the TT350. They both came with their little stand. Actually, I might actually have it here. Hold on, let me see. Look out, dog. Look out, buddy. Thought I had it down here somewhere. No, I don't. Really? Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. It's in my little bag. Now that's how you make an entrance. Okay, so yes, yes, Joe, you will need to buy a trigger. It has to be a Godox trigger. Now, with Godox, it's pretty simple. There's basically two triggers that you can actually get that will work flawlessly. One is the X2T, which is good. I got this one just because of the videos that I do. I wanted the extra hot shoe mount on the top so that I could mount another camera while I'm shooting. But basically what you're looking for is this P that's written on there. So the X2T P would go with the TT350P. The P is for Pentax, which is the Pentax flash protocol for PTTL. So there's the X2T or the X Pro trigger. The X Pro trigger is actually... I'm on my computer. Why am I even... All right, one sec here. Godox X Pro P. Okay, so basically what you're looking for is... Oh, come on now. Oh, whatever. I'll just show you the... I'll show you the trigger. It comes in various formats here. But this is basically it. This one is for Olympus, as you can see here with the O, right? So the Pentax one would be X Pro and then P instead of an O. And this is basically how the trigger would look on the camera. And I have one of these as well. It's a really nice trigger. And this is Canadian pricing, $86.99. So it's still a very good deal. And getting the Godox trigger plus the Godox flash is still going to be cheaper than you buying one Pentax flash. Now, in regards to the little foot, so here's the bag that the TT350P comes in, right? And inside the bag, you actually have a little slot, and that's where the tiny little stand, this is where the little stand goes. And it actually has a metal screw mount here. So you can actually put this on top of a little stand in order to keep the flash up. Put on a little light stand. And then it just slides in like so. And then you just lock it in place and you're good to go. But yeah, the Godox flashes come with all that stuff. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunately, I mean, LCD technology is just LCD technology. There's literally nothing Pentax can do to get around that. It's not Pentax's fault. It's just the technology and the way it works. Okay, I'll look at your video on back button. You've seen King3 Mark III 55 300 PLM. Not done any learning about off-camera flash. Yeah, off-camera flash is a it's a huge, never-ending journey. There's so many things. Um, are there stairs behind me? Uh, yeah, there's stairs behind me. I'm actually, this is in my basement, so I've got like the whole length of the basement right behind me as well. I didn't have to run upstairs. Um, yeah, I wondered, what that looked like to everyone else. And do I still rate the 55-300 PLM as a good everyday lens? Absolutely. The focal the focal range of the 55 to 300 is very versatile, as long as you don't need something more wide angled. But yeah, the especially with the focus speed, yeah, I mean the 55-300 PLM. Like here's my issue. So now that I have the 150-450, I mean, I still love the 55-300 PLM, and that is my, when I don't feel like lugging something heavy all day, I will still go back to the 55-300 PLM. But if I'm going to be doing very, very focused photography in regards to, birds or wildlife or anything that I know will be a fair distance away, and I'm not going to be hiking all over the place, then yes, I will actually take the 150-450. However, at least on the K3 Mark III, and for my needs, the 55-300 PLM is more versatile than the 150-450 because I can also do video shooting as well with continuous autofocus, which I cannot do with the 150-450, and just the weight of it, there's just, yeah, not going to happen. But yeah, for traveling light and getting the most range and autofocus acquisition speed, yeah, the 55-300 PLM is still very, very hard to beat. I love that lens. I have shot so many images with that thing across the K3 Mark I and the K3 Mark III. Yeah, yeah, it is still, I still highly recommend that lens. And especially for the price. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Yes, Joe Optics. The trigger would go onto the hot shoe of the camera. So let me just grab this here. Yeah. So the trigger goes onto the hot shoe. Yeah, maybe if I actually hold this properly. Okay, so it goes onto the hot shoe. And then you just take this and lock it in place. Turn this on, right? So once this is on, I mean, if you wanted, you literally could actually just hold the flash if you wanted to. Just make sure that this is set in wireless mode as a slave, and then this will command this. You'd have to look at the manual. There's a lot to go over. There's different groups and different channels and things like that. But yeah, basically it's just you throw this on the hot shoe, you turn on the camera, turn this on, and now you've got wireless control of the flash through radio signals, which allow a very large distance of being able to actually communicate with the flash. Yes, the TT350 can be used as a trigger for another off-camera flash. There's a couple options for that though. So basically, in order to do that, you can do it optically, which is known as a dumb slave. It just looks for another flash light to go off, and then it triggers an optical charge, and then it fires the other flash. It's limited in regards to the range. However, if you're going to be doing actual flash control, like high-speed sync and things like that, then what you would need is another Godox X, like wireless X. That's what the whole X thing is about. You would need another Godox flash that works off the X protocol. which is their own wireless protocol. So another TT350P, for example, would work. And then those two flashes can actually communicate with each other as triggers and receivers. Oh, no problem, B. Anytime. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Aha, that's right. A magician never reveals his tricks. Never. Let's see. 300 f4. Yeah, that's another very, very good lens. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's tough. And plus I also have the HD 1.4 teleconverter, which is now mounted to my 150/450. I think it's just going to stay there, actually. But you know, as when I say lugging around the 150/450, it's kind of comical because I've got a, what is it, 16-pound FA Star 600 f4 here, which is just absolutely insanity. It's absolute insanity. That the thing is way too big. Oh, it's okay, Eric. It was, you know, I was thinking about it yesterday. And, you know, as soon as I realized I'm just not going to have time to be able to piece together a whole video, you know, kind of time constraints, as I was saying at the beginning of this, just with my work and things like that. You know, I just threw a quick thing out on the community last night saying, hey, you know, going to be doing live stream tomorrow afternoon. I wasn't even exactly sure what time I was going to be doing it. I just knew it would be sometime in the afternoon, so no need to apologize. It's all good. Yeah, I had to throw that in there somewhere. I had to. Yeah, drinking coffee at 2:43 in the afternoon. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, this flash is cool. It's so tiny. So tiny. It only takes 2 AA batteries. It's cool. So cool. Love this flash. It's just so convenient. You just toss it in a pocket and off you go. You won't even... It'll actually fit in a pocket. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, what was I going to do? I was going to do something. What was I going to do? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, another thing I was thinking of doing. I don't have the Sigma 1750, but I do have the 1770 f2.8 to 4 DC macro HSM. And I actually was thinking of doing a comparison of this thing versus the DA Star 1650 PLM, but I thought about it, and yeah, I don't think that would be a very fair comparison. I mean, because the Sigma is an older lens. It is a much older lens. And I gotta stop hitting my microphone. I don't know. I might still do it. I don't know. I don't know if that's even worth actually doing, to be honest. Because, I mean, it's not like you can pick up the Sigma lens new, and this is not the newer contemporary one. And plus, as we know, Sigma actually, stopped supporting Pentax entirely, so, what's the point, really? Yes, coffee time is any time. You usually use rechargeable. Okay, Joe. Yeah, the one thing, Godox specifically says not to use rechargeable batteries for the flash, which I'm surprised about. Or, sorry, was that for the trigger? Actually, I think that was for the trigger. I believe it was for the trigger. They say don't. I'm not even sure what batteries I have in here. Let me quickly check. Are they all rechargeable? Okay, so apparently I didn't listen to them. I'm actually using Eneloop Pro batteries, which I highly recommend. It's the Panasonic Eneloop Pro batteries. These guys, best rechargeable batteries. by far the absolute best rechargeable batteries that you'll ever be able to find. Yeah, they're amazing. They last forever. Consistent voltage output. You know, yeah, they're really really good batteries. You can use alkaline. I personally prefer using rechargeable batteries. Just environment. And you get the most bang out of your buck. You're not constantly having to buy new batteries. You just charge them up and you're good to go. The only thing with rechargeable batteries is you can end up with a whole lot of them, as I have. I've got a whole case that's just, I mean, it's got a gazillion batteries in there now. But yeah, okay, well then, hey, you've got a bunch of antelopes, then you're good to go. For a second, I thought that said antelopes. I was like, wow, really? You have antelopes? That's so cool. Yeah, you know what? It's fine if you haven't used them in a long time. I believe they stay charged for a year, something like that. But yeah, just charge them up and should be okay. Why? Okay, guys, give me one sec. I. It's my. Yeah, I think my dog's got to go outside. Give me one sec here, guys. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, Quanta Ray. 100, 300. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, there used to be so many third-party companies doing lenses for Pentax. Like, I don't know if maybe their system was open source before and they shared a lot and now they don't. Like, I'm not quite understanding what happened. Like, they went from, I mean, like everybody was making lenses for Pentax came out, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. I'm not going to blame any companies that were owners of Pentax at the time because we don't really know the inside scoop on all of that, but that's just too bad. Yeah, minute man. Yeah, I guess. Well, kind of. We have deer, lots of deer. Hey, Adam. So B's asking, why do Pentax not support or sponsor channels like yours? You know what? I get this question a lot. I don't know. I really don't know. At first I thought it was because I was being very critical of them. However, there is another channel that's been critical of them as well. And I mean, I don't know if if I mean they did give some gear in regards to I guess thanking him for his efforts in regards to the brand. I honestly I don't really know. For me myself, I do chat with Pentax every once in a while. All those, oh, um, yeah, I do chat with them every once in a while. I do have, I can't give this out, but I was given an email address directly from Pentax or Rico Pentax USA. For an open dialogue communication. It's an email address that's not advertised on their websites whatsoever. Because I had mentioned to them that I was thinking of doing an open letter. I've put that on hold just because the new president is in. I want to kind of see what things they're going to be doing before I actually do this letter. But I did mention that I just don't know who to reach out to in regards to Rico. But I mean, we do have, back and forth conversation here and there, very, very short and brief. And they've also, I have a Facebook group, Pentaxians of Canada, and they've actually joined the Pentaxians of Canada group. They were going to be doing some contests, so they wanted to let us know about the contests and everything. We've even tried doing a whole big, not me myself, but another member of the Pentax community, or sorry, Pentaxians of Canada group, was trying to organize a large Canadian Pentax outing. And was trying to get Rico Pentax involved. At first they said, yeah, it sounds great, but then COVID hit and then everyone pulled out, and it's just something that never happened. But in regards to why they don't support or sponsor channels like mine, I couldn't tell you. I'm not on that side of the fence in the corporate world within Rico Pentax, so I don't know what their parameters are, what they're looking for, or I honestly have no idea. But hey, I'm still gonna, it's not gonna change me or my channel. I'm still gonna do what I do, right? So, I'm doing this for all you guys. So, hey Bogdan, it's funny. I was actually looking at the 2040 Limited, before I received the 1650 PLM. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He's like, why are you looking at the 2040 Limited? He goes, if you're getting the 1650 PLM, like, it already covers 2040, and it's a star lens. So like, why would you even want a lens that already covers the focal length of what you have? And I was like, yeah, but it's a limited lens. But now that I have the 1650 PLM, I see what my friend was saying. I don't see a reason why I actually need a 2040 limited unless unless I'm that hard up to get a compact zooming lens that's weather sealed with very high quality in regards to the image quality. Uh, you know, I don't see why I would need to actually get a 2040 limited. Yeah, I know the 1650 it is expensive, but oh man, it's an incredible lens. Incredible lens. Hey Hans, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, I'll stare. Like, are you asking me if I have the 1650? Um, or you're responding to Bogdan? I don't know. Greetings from Ireland. Maybe sometime you could do best settings for bird tracking on the K33. Yes, in the spring I will be doing another one of those videos. I know I did one with the K3 Mark 1, so it is time I do one for the K3 Mark 3. The only uh well, I did do one in regards to the autofocus, like the autofocus speed and whatnot, but I didn't really dive into actual autofocus settings on the K3 Mark III. I did that on the K3 Mark 1, but that's a good point. I should actually do one in regards to the actual like absolute best settings, at least that I find, for the K3 Mark III. Because there are more autofocus options than you actually would get with the K3 Mark 1. Like, you've got the zone focus, the full auto, you've got your subject recognition on or off, you've got tying the exposure meter to the autofocus system. There's a lot. Uh, let's see, find the resolution. Oh, okay. All right. So you're asking Bogdan. Cool, cool. Yeah. You know what I like about all you guys is that you guys actually, you know, it's like a community. It's not, oh, I'm the YouTuber and you guys are, you guys only watch me kind of thing. No, like, you guys all talk amongst yourselves and everyone treats each other well. You know, yeah, like you guys are the best subscribers that a YouTuber could have. I've seen a lot of things in other channels, and it's always responses to the YouTube personality themselves, right? Like, this person says this, and then but it's always this person saying this to the presenter, and then this person says this to the presenter. But I haven't really seen a lot of other channels where within the comments themselves the subscribers are actually talking to each other, and I think that's awesome. I think that's really awesome, man. I'm proud to have all of you as my subscribers. It just, yeah, I read every single comment. I may Let me rephrase that, because YouTube has been having some issues lately. I read every single comment that I can see. I know that there have been some people that have commented, and I don't know what on earth is going on with YouTube, but there have been a fair amount of comments that have come on, and they just all of a sudden disappear. So I have to go back into my email to actually read the original content and then try to copy it and then paste it in. But I do regularly go through my videos, and I go through all the comments and everything, and just, yeah, it really makes me smile when I see that you guys are asking each other questions and you guys are treating each other respectfully, because that's how it should be. Yeah, but Hans, there's some other channels that are Pentaxian-ish, or they claimed to be at one point, but yeah. It's, yeah, Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, right. The cat. Gotta remember the cat. I gotta figure that out. We have a lot of rabbits, but they're not cats. uh, well, hold on. Well, Joe, if you're asking me about the 1650 versus the 2040, I don't actually have the 2040. I've honestly never used the 2040. I know the size of the 2040. But in regards to the 1650, yeah, the resolution on this thing is ridiculous. Mind you, it is a large lens. That's the only thing, is that it is a very large lens. But optically, it's absolutely phenomenal. Autofocus speed wise, I can't count the number of times where I've focused and thought, oh, what's going on with the focus? Like, it's not even focusing. No, it did focus, but it happened so quickly. I a like just a blink, and yeah, just wow. I don't know. Well, okay, let's see here. It's gonna be hard for you guys to really hear or see, but let's see. Let's defocus this here. Okay, so I'm like way focused out. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna show anything. Well, yeah, that's not gonna work. What am I even doing? Okay, so way focused out, and yeah, I mean the autofocus speed is just silly, right? 1, 2, 3. It, yeah. And then, I mean, if it's not like completely defocused and you're just shooting on, just changing something here and there. I mean, it's that quick. It is that quick. First time on a YouTube channel. Oh, wow. Well, Joe, that's awesome, man. No, I'm just thank you for picking my channel to be the first one to join a YouTube chat. That's awesome. Okay. Okay, so you own the 2040. Like, don't get me wrong, the 2040 is a great lens, and I that is actually a lens I was looking at getting. It just, by fate, and great fortune, I ended up in possession of a 1650 PLM. I wasn't expecting it to happen. If it hadn't happened, then yes, I would have actually gotten the 2040. Did you get the CD? Okay, Hans, the CD. Oh, Bogdan. Oh, whoops. Duh, yeah. Read. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, working the evenings and then having to work 6 days a week and then flip hours back to days. Oh, man, I can't even think straight. Okay. So, yes, David. Right. Uh, but in regards to other people that are watching, right? If I were to say David, they wouldn't know who that is. So the way it works in the chat is the actual screen name is what I'll be referring to, which helps others that are watching after the fact, because at that point they'll know who I'm actually referring to, right? So on the screen, you're Joe Optics. But if I were to just say, oh, yes, David, there is no David in the list, right? So, that's why we go by what the actual screen name is. All right. Well, you know what? I went over by, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! I went off by 11 minutes. Went over by 11 minutes. Oh, now I got something in my eye. That's not good. Ah! Ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna be, that's okay, Loco. It's all good. Well, I'm gonna head out. Well, not head out, but, you know, that's gonna be it for this live. I think an hour and, oh no, it's gonna be an hour and 12 minutes. I think that's long enough. But yeah, so, yes, there is a way to change the screen name. I can't remember exactly what the parameters are in regards to doing that. That's something you'd have to research within YouTube itself. No. Don't be sorry about it, man. It's all good. Yeah, like I would just Google search, you know, how to change screen name in YouTube, or whatnot. Yeah. So anyway, okay, I gotta get going. I gotta get some food in my belly. But yeah, so I do have a bunch of videos planned. Unfortunately, you know, just with the weather that's been here, that's been another issue. It's been frigid. There's really, I mean, like, okay, I go take pictures, it's just gonna be snow. Like, there's really nothing else. There's no wildlife, nothing. Like, it's just bland. So, you know, that doesn't really look very good. So K3 users, how does face detection work compared to K5? Adam, to be honest with you, for the original K3, the K3 Mark 1 and K5, the face detection is probably going to be very similar. Yeah, I'm sure you could find some info online, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a remarkable difference between the two. Even you know, with my Pentax K30 versus my K3, in live view, there really was not much of a difference at all. Period. Yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it. Heading out to take some bird pics in the cold. Oh well, have fun. Have fun, Joe. Or David. And yeah, thank you, Loco. You enjoy your Sunday as well. Oh, thank you for the kind words, Joe. David. David Joe. Yeah, all right. Well, that's going to be it. And catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.